Good morning, Bitcoiners. Welcome once again to Bitcoin for Me and More, channel where we're going to talk about Bitcoin, crypto assets, technology, and the future. Bitcoin for Me and More is also a book that is available at Amazon. You got the link down below. But if you don't want to spend your money, just drop me a comment and I will send the book in ebook format for free. This is not financial advice. This is education and entertainment. Okay. Today I'm going to make a special video. I had a request from one of my followers, Sharoj from the UK. Hello, Sharoj. And she has not invested yet in Bitcoin. She's thinking about it, but she needs a little push. Why should I invest in Bitcoin? And I made this special video. I've written 10 reasons why most people really should invest in Bitcoin. And here are the reasons. I'm trying to make it short, but this is mainly for people that who hasn't invested yet in Bitcoin. I would say right now the reason number one is inflation. Inflation is very, very dangerous. Inflation is making your money be worth less and less every day. We are now in the US, in the UK, in Europe, everywhere. Prices are rising very, very fast. Official inflation or CPI inflation is around 10% all over the world, but it's actually a lot higher, the real inflation. And when you go to the supermarket and compare the prices to last year, when you buy petrol, when you buy electricity, you realize that prices are about 20 to 30% higher than 1 year ago. This is very dangerous because you are poor every day. Every single day you're getting poorer and not richer. And your money is losing value very fast. All the money that you have in pounds, in dollars, or in euros in the bank is losing money very fast. In 5 years, it will be worth less. Let's say that you have, I don't know, half a million pounds in the bank right now. You're quite wealthy, right? You can buy a very nice house now with that kind of money. Well, in 5 years, you could only be able to afford half that house. This is how fast your money is losing value. So you need to protect your wealth against inflation. And there are some traditional vehicles to do that. Like one is real estate. The other one is gold. The stock market it can work as well. It can work. But you have to choose properly. You have to choose the right companies. But the best one is Bitcoin, and I will explain why in the other points. The second reason to buy Bitcoin is because if you don't buy Bitcoin, you keep using fiat money. If you're not familiar with the term, fiat money is money created by the government. Fiat money is the dollar, the British pound, the euro, and all the currency that we are used to. Fiat money is infinite. Fiat money can create it with no limit. Every time the governments have a problem, they create more and more money, and the value of the money is less and less. Why do you think, excuse me, sorry. Why do you think diamonds are very expensive, but water is not expensive at all? Because diamonds are very scarce and water is very abundant. Water is completely useful and necessary for life, yet water is free, virtually free. Diamonds are just a luxury, and they're very expensive because they're scarce. Fiat money, the dollar, the pound, the euro, are very, very abundant, and because they are abundant, they are worth less and less every year. This is a chart. Look at this. And the dollar that was created about 100 years ago, $1 at the beginning in 1913. In 1913, it was worth $1 was worth exactly $1. But then its value has been dropping down, apart from a hike in the 20s. But mostly it's been dropping, losing value until now. So in 100 years, the dollar has lost 98% of its value. 98%. So what you could buy $1 in 1913, Now you need $100. This is fiat money, and this is because they keep printing and printing and printing money. What I mentioned about inflation. No, this is not the one. This is inflation for you. This is what happened with inflation. In 1998, with $20, you can fill up your cart in the supermarket. 2005, a little bit less. 2014, less. 2021, nothing. You cannot buy anything with $20 in the supermarket, almost. But if you had Bitcoin in 2012, you could buy only a few things with one Bitcoin. 2013, you can almost fill up the cart. 2014 is more than one cart. And 2021, with one Bitcoin, you can buy the Cybertruck from Tesla. That is a really good car. So this is the difference between fiat money that keeps dropping down in value over time, and sound money, which is Bitcoin, keeps going up over time. This is the reason why you need to invest in Bitcoin, to protect yourself against fiat money. And one of the good things about Bitcoin is that it's decentralized. What does it mean? Fiat money and banks and most financial institutions are centralized in one person, one group, one organization. And that means that this is very vulnerable to attacks. Hackers can go into the Federal Reserve, they can go into banks, and they often do. And when you have a decentralized network like Bitcoin, is very, very secure. Bitcoin has never been hacked before, never, not once. But all the banks, the FBI, the CIA, the Federal Reserve, all those have been hacked by teenagers because they have one single point of failure. And hackers can get into that just to prove they can do it, to steal money or whatever. That's a big danger. Centralization is a big danger. You shouldn't put all your money in places that are extremely centralized. And that's why Bitcoin is a very, very good asset. One other reasons why centralization is not good is because it tends to give a lot of power to very few individuals, and they can become corrupt. That's what happened in Russia, happened in China, happened in Venezuela, and places like that. So try to avoid centralization when you are investing, when you're trying to make your money be worth more in the future and not less. One great feature of Bitcoin is that it's censorship resistant. Bitcoin cannot be banned. It cannot. When you have Bitcoin, and I don't want to go into the technical details, you can watch all the other videos I've made about that, and all the other videos I will make in the future about that. But when you have Bitcoin in a cold wallet, nobody can take it from you. Bitcoin is like a public, transparent ledger where when you own your Bitcoin, and this cannot be changed by any government, by Putin, Biden, the Federal Reserve, the European Central Bank. Anybody cannot change. Nobody can change that. It's immutable. This is because the system is being very well designed. And for example, one very good example, I'm very which is in the news right now all the time. In the Ukraine, the war in Ukraine, banks are not really working anymore. The local currency is dropping value. The Russians are trying to block any transaction going into the country. But the government, the Ukraine government, Zelensky, has made an appeal for people to donate money in Bitcoin, because he knows that Bitcoin is the only transaction that cannot be blocked by Putin. So, and he has managed to receive $100 million worth in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin doesn't need to go to a centralized system like a bank, and therefore cannot be stopped. You can send, in fact, I got the link below if you want to donate Bitcoin to Ukraine, you can donate a little bit. You don't have to donate one whole Bitcoin, because that's a lot of money. You can donate £10 or $10 or whatever in Bitcoin. And I got the address below. And it will get to the people of Ukraine. They will buy medicines, they will buy food for the people in need. And nobody can stop that. This is great feature of Bitcoin. That doesn't happen with fiat money, that doesn't happen with the dollar, that doesn't happen with the British pound, that doesn't happen with banks or any financial institutions. All those can be censored. And your bank account could be closed and not noticed by your bank. And this is happening even in the West to many people. The reason why Bitcoin is going up in price, I'm gonna show you how much it's going up. This is Bitcoin 13 years ago, when it was born, let's say 12 years ago, in 2012, it was worth zero, basically zero. And it went up, and then it went down a little bit, then it went up, then down, and then it went up, and then down, and now it's here. Oh no, this is very, hang on. Well, price today is basically $45,000. Why so much? And this is the appreciation is huge. It's like 700 million % increase in price. In a little bit more than 10 years. That's crazy. Nothing goes up so fast. Why has it managed to go so fast? Well, it has managed to go so fast because Bitcoin is very limited in supply. There is only 21 million Bitcoin available, and there will never be any more than that. Of those 21 millions, 19 exactly today, it has been the 19th million has been mined. Meaning that it's only 2 more million Bitcoins to be released into the market. And when you have a very limited supply and the demand is growing exponentially every single year, the price will go exponential. It's very clear. This is the blue line here. Like the red line is the price. Sorry, the price now. The blue line is the projection. And the projection, it will go up and down, but it's going to follow this line. And this line is going to 1 million and beyond. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin is 10 million or even more in a few years. Most experts agree that Bitcoin could reach 1 million in 2030. So this is because mainly because of the limited supply. Because of that, but it had exponential growth. Also, many people ask me why. Excuse me. I'm gonna sip my coffee now. It's very early here in Houston. I couldn't sleep. Sorry, excuse me. Need to clear my voice. Yeah, exponential growth. Bitcoin, many people ask me, is it not too late? I should have bought when it was 1 cent or $1 or $10 or $100. People have been saying that for 10 years. People have been saying, oh, it is too late now. When Bitcoin was $10, many people, and you can see the tweets there, the tweets in Twitter, still tweets about that. When people were at $10, people say, oh, it's too late now. I should have bought when it was $1. When Bitcoin was $1,000, people say, oh, it's too late. I should have bought when it was $100. When Bitcoin was 10,000, oh, I should have bought when it was 5,000. And on and on and on. It's not too late now. The main reason it's not too late is because only 1% of the population has already bought Bitcoin. The other 99% has not bought Bitcoin yet. So we are right now placed the adoption rate of the internet in the 90s is showing a very similar pattern. It's showing a pattern like this. and it's very similar to the Bitcoin adoption right now. So we are like, Bitcoin is the new internet, and this is the new 90s. Imagine if you would have bought Amazon, Google, Apple stock in the 90s. How much money would you have made? A fortune. Well, now we are there. We're in the 1% adoption, which means it's already here to stay. It's already safe, but the potential for growth is amazing. It's amazing. Security. There's nothing as secure as Bitcoin, because it's the blockchain is decentralized, it's immutable, it's transparent, and it has never been hacked. Bitcoin is the network of Bitcoin is the Bitcoin network. It is about between 40 to 50,000 nodes and miners, and every single one of them are in a different country, in a different place. Nobody knows exactly where they are, so you cannot go there. Even a government or even a organization, they cannot go. You will have to close every single miner to destroy the Bitcoin network, and that's impossible to do. It would be easier to destroy the internet, the whole internet, than to destroy Bitcoin. So your money is very safe there, and it's never been hacked. And the main reason, some people buy Bitcoin because they want to make money, and there's nothing wrong with that. Other people buy Bitcoin because they don't want to lose money, because Bitcoin is a safe haven against all this inflation, all this money printing, all this quantitative easing from the Federal Reserve, from the Bank of England, from the European Central Bank, and all the mismanaging of money that financial institutions have been doing for years. Fiat money is not working, the banks are not working, and you need to put your money somewhere else, at least part of it, to diversify, because the whole financial system could collapse in the next few years. Another reason to buy Bitcoin is because it's immutable. Anything that goes in the blockchain, it cannot be changed. Satoshi Nakamoto, which is the inventor of Bitcoin, he actually mined 1 million Bitcoin at the beginning because he was the only one mining, and the address has not been touched for 13 years, and nobody can touch that money. That's a huge amount of money. 1 million Bitcoin is worth a lot of money. He will be the richest person in the world, but it cannot be touched by anybody, not by hackers, but not by governments. Nobody can take the money. The money is there, and it's going to stay there forever. It's immutable. It means that nobody, if you do your proper security assessments, nobody's going to steal your money from you, and that's a very important thing. And that's that cannot be said about banks. I mean, Russia. I mean, imagine that you are a Russian citizen and you didn't want the war, but you have your money in dollars, and you put your money outside Russia. Well, that money is now be taken away because the government, the European and American government, have decided that the Russian citizen should not get access to the dollars. So that money is lost. So just in case something happens, you need to put your money in assets that can be kept no matter what. And Bitcoin is the only. Traditionally, this gold has been used for this, but gold is not so good anymore, because if you buy gold, mostly you keep it at the bank, and then it can be confiscated from you, because the bank is the real owner of that gold. If you take the risk to bring the gold to your house, you are taking the risk that somebody can enter in your house and take your gold if they find it, and that could be the government. If you try to escape a situation like the one that's happening in Ukraine, and you take the gold with you, you won't be able to go across borders with gold. That will be confiscated by the authorities. So with real estate, same thing. the only money that can be with you all the time and that cannot confiscate by anyone is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is in the blockchain. And all you need to do is to remember 12 words. That this is your password. If you remember 12 words, or you can write it down safely in a paper and then don't let anybody see that, you can travel with all your money here in your head. You can go to another country, and this is what many people in Ukraine are doing right now. They go to Europe and they store 12 words in their head, and they are able to release all that money and then either sell it for euros or keep it in Bitcoin or buy a house and survive. Basically survive, because your money is yours, one is in the blockchain. And lately, and finally, Bitcoin is the best asymmetric bet in financial history. What does it mean? It's the best asymmetric bet because the risk of going down is very limited. It's very, very limited. In fact, it's less than 1% chance that Bitcoin goes to zero. Before, it was riskier. Before, at the beginning, 2010, 2015, not many miners, not many users, not many adoption. It was riskier. It was a lot cheaper, but it was riskier. But now, it's very safe. Already the banks are buying Bitcoin. Already big financial institutions are buying Bitcoin. Even countries are buying Bitcoin. Everybody is realizing the potential. And now it's extremely safe. And you can never say never, but less than 1% of Bitcoin going to zero. But the potential to go up is infinite. It's really infinite. Bitcoin could go to 1 million, to 10 million, and to 100 million. And this is not a fantasy. This is real mathematics. The dollar is infinite. Bitcoin is very finite. And when you divide something infinite by something finite, the result is infinite. The values of Bitcoin is really infinite. That's why Michael Saylor and many other big investors are putting a lot of money every single day into Bitcoin, and they will never sell. They will never, ever sell Bitcoin. If you want to protect your wealth, if you want to save pension for the future, if you want to be safe from the fiat collapse, you should put between 1 and 10% of your money into Bitcoin. Don't keep any cash right now. It's in a scenario like the current one with the high inflation, you should not keep any cash at all. Just the basic for every month that you need, but everything else, put it into Bitcoin, real estate, gold, or stocks, but don't risk it in fiat. And just the last thing I'm gonna show you is, look at this. Apple is preparing to take on banks. Apple, through the iPhone, is gonna make an agreement with Strike, which is a Bitcoin wallet, and they're gonna allow payments in Bitcoin. You soon will be able to pay for your coffee, for your groceries, for your electricity, and everything else from your Apple phone with the safety and the security of Bitcoin, and you'll be able to invest without using a bank at all. I think banks are really scared about this. Apple is going to take on banks, and this is going to be huge for Bitcoin and huge for Apple. This is all I got for today. Remember to, if you like this video, I make videos like this about once a week. Remember to press to subscribe, press the notification bell, and comment below. Ask me any question, and I will answer to you. If you want my book, ask for it in the comments, and I will send it to you. Thank you very much, and goodbye now. Bye bye.